Dook Ambiferreters, welcome to the Ambigram Ferret series. Someone call animal control. There's a wild Ambigram ferret. If you're not sure what an ambigram is, it's a word or phrase that can be read forward and upside down, kind of like how wow says mom upside down, only way more complex. Special thanks to Mark Palmer for the Musky Ambigram in his recent episode of The Ambigram Artists, Eytan Wronker for the remix poster of Animal Control using my Animal Control Ambigram, and lastly, I would like to thank My Name is Musky for the Musky plush and books in the wake of Musky's death. With that said, let's start working on some ambigrams. Here's a quick glimpse at all the ambigrams that'll be on this episode of Someone Call Animal Control. There's a Wild Ambigram Ferret. Alright, as a cat person, I'm very stoked about the third episode of Animal Control, Cougars and Kangaroos. I've taken care of feral cats from 2014 to 2020 and had this Robo-Neon fursona ever since 2018. My fursona's name is Cobalt Blueberry. They use he/they pronouns and are non-binary and ace. Come join Musky and me as I draw the Cougars and Kangaroos ambigram. Are you ready? So the reason this ambigram is going to be of the whole phrase Cougars and Kangaroos is that cougar can flip to kanger, but not to kangaroo because of the two extra O's that couldn't be balanced out. This is why I decided to do plural and put the word and in between. Ready? The reason I did plural, as is the episode title, Cougars and Kangaroos, is so that I can do this C to S glyph. That's a very fancy C, and it flips to an S. Next, we have an O to O, and we have a U to O. Here's why I did plural. There's a GAR here and a GAR right here. There are two things we can do. We can do G to R, A to A, and R to G. When we finish this one, I'll show you another way. But first we have this S to N, A to A again. We have N to K. We have the D in the middle. We have to do it like this. And then we just repeat what we just did upside down. There's our N to S. There's our G to R. That O to U. O. There we go. Cougars and Kangaroos. Upside down says Cougars and Kangaroos. One thing we can do with this GAR glyph here is we can use the front half of the G to make the R. We can do this sort of line. We can make the A, and we can cross the A in both directions. And here's our R. Two different ways to do the GAR section of this ambigram. All right, seeing as this is Women's History Month, the second ambigram for this video will be featuring an actress from Animal Control, Grace Palmer, who plays Officer Sands. Ready to see the Grace Palmer Officer Sands ambigram? I'm going to build this ambigram around keeping the words separate. So Grace will flip to Sands and Palmer will flip to Officer. And nope, Mark Palmer is of no relation to Grace Palmer. Grace will flip to Sands, and to do this, we have G. We're going to use the first part of this G to make the S. Then we're going to do this to make the D. It's the second part of the G, and this R, curling the R helps the D. Then we have A to N, C to A, and E to capital S. That's Grace to Sands. Now let's do Palmer. Palmer, the capital P to ER, pretty much naturally occurring. You can use this as the E and R. The curve makes the E, the line makes the R. We have the same A to C as before. We have L to I, M to double F, and we have ER to capital O. So that's Grace Palmer, and flip it upside down, Officer Sands. Our third ambigram is a request from the comment section of my previous video, Devan from Devan Bhakta. We're going to write Devan so it says the same thing both ways. All right, Devan, here's your ambigram request. And Ambiferreters, feel free to request your own in the comment section of either Facebook or YouTube. I love to draw your ambigram requests. The key to making this one work is to open the D. Leave D open on the bottom. When you flip it over, it's like this part of the D is a hook for the N. I did that so I could keep the V and A together. V and A, and we can cross it. And here's our N. And here's why I did open D. So it could make this hook. So there's Devan and Devan. Okay, this last ambigram is a memorial and final tribute to Josalyn the ferret. Stubby donated blood to two other ferrets before Josalyn, the second one being Musky. Neither of them made it, and unfortunately, neither did Josalyn. R.I.P. Josalyn, this ambigram is for you and your family. Here we have my final tribute to Josalyn from the Ambigram Ferret. First, we have a J to N, and we're going to do a crossbar to help the J context. Next, we have an O to Y. We're going to leave it open on the bottom and do a little bit of a flourish like this. Next, we have an S to L, and we're going to do a cursive style, L. It's going to look like S with a loop at the bottom. For this cursive style L, we have A to A, L to S, Y to N, oh, Y to O, sorry, Y to O, and N to J. So that's Josalyn and Josalyn. Dook in peace. That's what we say when ferrets die. And this concludes another episode of the Ambigram Ferret. Musky and I are very excited that you watched this video to the end. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where my handle is @MuskyTierChris. Then like and follow my page, the Ambigram Ferret. Turn on notifications for both so you know when the next video comes out. And always feel free to request an ambigram in the comments of any of my ambigram videos or posts. Last but not least, I would like to thank the crew at My Name is Musky for my plush and books. That's the only way I could have met Musky. Become an Ambiferreter today, and until next time, Dook Dook.